Story of the day, the Kansas City Chiefs coming to Kansas. Today, the team and state leaders announcing the Chiefs will leave Arrowhead Stadium and build a new domed stadium across the state line. Brock Wilson and TJ Cleland were in Topeka for that announcement today. We start with Brock on what this project will look like.
Mike, there were hundreds of people in attendance for this announcement today, from fans to state lawmakers, U.S. lawmakers, and of course team leadership from the Chiefs. That includes team owner Clark Hunt. He, alongside Governor Laura Kelly, detailing plans, as you mentioned, Mike, for a new Chiefs stadium in Kansas City, Kansas. What we know is it will be located in Wyandotte County, though the exact site has not yet been determined. It will have a dome, as you mentioned, allowing for other uses. And the Chiefs owner says their goal will be to secure the Super Bowl. Not only will Kansas be getting the Chiefs a new stadium, but the team will also be building a new headquarters and practice facility in Olathe. Governor Kelly says the stadium will have a price tag of $3 billion, 60% of which will be paid for by the state using STAR bonds. The other 40% funded using private money. And there will be no new taxes as a result.
The state's portion of this project is paid for with revenue generated from the project, not with new taxes, not by shifting funding from other essential state services, but with the new revenue that will be generated by the project itself.
The stadium will have an economic impact of $4.4 billion during construction. Once it opens, that economic impact, $1 billion per year. The design phase will start soon. It lasts 18 months. The new stadium set to open in 2031 to start the NFL season. For more on what this means for the Chiefs franchise, here's TJ.